to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
As you settle into your favorite place of comfort, let your eyes drift closed or soften your gaze. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, each breath welcoming calm into your body. In a moment, you'll be whisked away to a quiet Persian oasis where the air is filled with the sweet scent of freshly bloomed flowers and the soft rustle of leafy palms. But for now, simply breathe. Breathe in the present moment, letting any tension melt away like a drop of water merging into a still pond. Feel your shoulders release their weight, letting muscles unwind and surrender to the quiet hush that's beginning to fill you from head to toe. If thoughts come, let them pass without judgment, like light clouds gliding across a clear sky. This time is yours to find calm, to find ease, and to let go of all that's happened before this very moment. Allow yourself the gift of slowness. Sink just a little deeper into the cushion of whatever supports you. Let your mind grow soft and receptive. With another gentle breath, feel your heartbeat slow to a steady, comforting pulse. Now, let your attention drift to the soft hush of the world around you and prepare to step into the story. With each exhalation, you move closer to a realm of spacious tranquility, where there is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. Simply let the story gently guide you into a place of quiet imagination and serene wonder. There was once a traveller drawn to a hidden Persian oasis, known for its night-blooming flowers and shimmering canals. He arrived one late afternoon, guided by the golden light of a setting sun that draped the desert sands with a gentle, warm glow. In that quiet stretch of land, distances felt endless, yet the softness of the horizon promised something nurturing, a hush, a respite, a secret orchard of blossoms and shade. As the traveller approached, he saw a grove of date palms and slender poplars lining a narrow pathway of smooth ancient stones. Beyond the trees rose soft, rolling dunes that sighed under the wind's touch. The air carried a faint whisper of jasmine, so subtle at first that he doubted if it was real or just wishful thinking. But as he pressed on, each step brought him closer to the oasis's heart, where water trickled in small streams, weaving around flower beds and leading to a calm central pool. A low perimeter wall of carved, sun-baked bricks embraced the garden, offering shelter from the desert's harsher gusts. Vines draped themselves lovingly over the wall, their deep green leaves gently swaying. Intricate tile work had been carefully placed to reflect light in flecks of cool blue and turquoise, hinting at an ancient tradition of artistry and devotion. When the traveller stepped inside, he noticed how every stone in the courtyard felt worn smooth, lovingly shaped by countless footsteps over the centuries. Small lanterns, unlit for now, hung from wooden posts, ready to illuminate the garden after dusk, with a soft and welcoming glow. In the heart of the garden stood a slender channel of water, reflecting the sky's changing colours. By this late hour, the sun was dipping lower, painting everything in hues of rose and peach. Across the channel, clusters of Persian buttercups swayed, their golden petals catching the last rays of daylight. Closer to the traveller, a canopy of bougainvillea offered bright magenta blossoms, scattering delicate petals onto the path. Against a far wall, a vine of night-blooming jasmine was just beginning to unfurl, heralding the approach of evening with its graceful white flowers. To the traveller, the place felt at once sacred and welcoming. He paused at the edge of the water to drink in the view. The hush of the oasis was broken only by the distant coo of a dove and the soft trickle of running water. There was a timelessness here, as though the garden existed outside the pressing concerns of the larger world. With each breath, the traveller felt that gentle fragrance deepen. Fresh blossoms, just awakened by the sinking sun, released a perfume that mixed sweet floral notes with a hint of earthy warmth. It was a scent that seemed to cradle his mind, inviting him to slow down and simply be. As evening settled, a gentle breeze picked up, winding through the orchard of pomegranate and citrus trees that curved along a corner of the garden. Pale petals drifted to the ground, and the leaves made a faint rustling sound, as if whispering secrets of another time. Lanterns began to glow, lit by the discreet hand of the oasis caretaker, an elder known for his quiet kindness and unwavering devotion to the place. He had spent his life tending these flowers, pruning the vines, and caring for the ancient irrigation channels. Tonight, as on every night, he moved about with soft footsteps, content to let the garden speak for itself. When the caretaker welcomed the traveller, he did so with a gentle nod, gesturing for him to explore at will. No words were needed to convey the invitation. The old man's wise eyes and tranquil smile said everything. The traveller made his way along a winding path that meandered around the orchard's perimeter. Grapes hung in small clusters beside a winding trellis, their skins just beginning to take on a deeper hue under the ripening warmth of the season. Beyond the fruit-laden vines lay clusters of damask roses, known for their legendary fragrance. Even in the last hours of daylight, their scent was vivid, carrying an almost honeyed richness that lingered in the cool air. At intervals, tall cypress trees stood like silent sentinels, offering a subtle boundary between different sections of the garden. Each step carried the traveller further into a state of calm. The pathways were lined with smooth pebbles, gently polished by the kiss of flowing water that travelled through little canals. Now and then, he would catch the sight of a tiny fish darting in the shallow water, scales reflecting the lantern glow in quicksilver flashes. In another corner, a quaint wooden bench nestled beneath an archway of climbing roses. A gentle cascade of pink and cream petals framed the seat, beckoning any visitor to rest and admire the slow dance of evening shadows. The traveller found his attention drifting from one fragrant wonder to the next, each new scent layering upon the last, weaving a tapestry of floral perfumes that was both delicate and profound. In time, the fading sunlight gave way to twilight. Soft purples and silvers wove together overhead as stars began to emerge in the clear desert sky. The caretaker, moving gently, placed small, low-lit lamps along the boundary of flower beds. Their glow caught the iridescence of water droplets on leaves, making each drop shimmer like a tiny gemstone. The orchard of pomegranate and citrus trees rustled gently, releasing faint, tangy notes that mingled with the sweet florals. Everywhere there was the sound of water, a quiet burble, a subtle drip, a gentle flow, ever reminding the traveller of the life-giving essence that sustained this sanctuary. In the centre of the oasis stretched a rectangular pool adorned with mosaic tiles. Turquoise and gold patterns traced delicate geometric shapes beneath the water's surface, catching and reflecting the lantern light with a mesmerizing effect. Around the pool, clusters of water lilies opened their petals, responding to the cool evening air. Their fragrance rose in soft waves, blending seamlessly with the jasmine that now bloomed in earnest. Under the moon's gentle glow, the white jasmine blossoms appeared almost luminescent. A hint of sandalwood incense drifted from a nearby stone alcove, adding another layer of warmth to the aromatic tapestry. The traveller paused to take in the sight of the moon rising above the courtyard wall, shining with a silver brilliance that kissed the edges of palm fronds and fruit-laden branches. The caretaker quietly approached, beckoning toward a gathering space near the orchard. There, a woven rug of rich reds and golds had been laid out on a smooth patch of ground. Cushions embroidered with swirling patterns of leaves and flowers had been arranged to create a cozy nook for reflection. The caretaker offered a gently steaming cup of fragrant tea, infused with cardamom and rose petals. The traveller sipped this warm, floral elixir, allowing each taste to mirror the gentle fragrance filling the night air. It was as though he was drinking the very essence of the garden, letting it permeate every part of his being. Time lost its usual pace. The traveller felt no compulsion to speak or even to think. Instead, he simply observed the quiet play of moonlight upon the petals, listened to the hush of the wind in the date palms, and inhaled the gentle perfume that rose with each subtle shift in the air. When a cluster of soft clouds passed overhead, they dimmed the starlight for a moment, only to reveal the vastness of the sky again moments later, sparkling and deep. The caretaker, satisfied that the traveller was well provided for, slipped away, his footsteps almost imperceptible on the stone path. The evening stretched on, and the blossoms that thrived in nighttime's embrace revealed more of their secrets. Along one edge of the water channel grew tuberose, its white blossoms opening like little trumpets, releasing a velvety, lingering sweetness. There was a gentle aura around them, as though they glowed with a light of their own. Further along, clusters of night-blooming cereus peeked out from behind broad leaves, their rare, fleeting flowers unfolding with a remarkable, subtle glow under the moon. Each flower told its own story through scent and form, layering the night air with a silent, beckoning promise of renewal. The traveller's mind wandered to the history of this oasis. He imagined the hands that had built the irrigation channels, carefully carving out the path of water so that every corner of the garden would thrive. He pictured generations of caretakers, each tending to these blossoms with devotion and love, preserving the tradition of a place that served as a living tapestry of colour and scent, all hidden away from the world's rush. Some corners of the garden still showed ancient arches and fragments of old tilework, whispering of times gone by. And yet, the timeless spirit of the oasis glowed in the moonlight, transcending any single era. In that hush, it felt like a place both old and always new, a sanctuary for reflection and peace. Gently, the breeze carried a new layer of fragrance, this time from the orchard. Some blossoms had begun to drift to the ground, their petals falling in slow arcs like tiny pale butterflies. Beneath each tree, the petals formed a soft carpet. The traveller meandered over, quiet steps tapping on the stone path. Under the pomegranate trees, small lanterns illuminated clusters of ruby-red blossoms, set against the glossy leaves. Their scent was a subtle mix of sweet and earthy, melding seamlessly with the citrus notes drifting from the lemon and orange trees nearby. The orchard felt alive with quiet possibility. Even though the hour was late, it seemed each plant was just awakening to the night's embrace, offering its true essence to anyone patient enough to linger. Eventually, the traveller found himself drawn to a secluded corner where tall poplar trees fanned out in a graceful semicircle. Their slender trunks stood like pillars, and their leaves whispered against the night air with a gentle, undulating hush. At the centre of this nook sat a tranquil marble fountain, carved with floral motifs that mirrored the blossoms all around. Cool water spilled over the fountain's tiers in a soft cascade. The silver moonlight caught each droplet, forming little arcs of luminous mist. Tiny moths danced in the air, attracted by the faint sparkle, their wings fluttering in the fountain's glow. The traveller rested on a low bench, leaning back against the smooth trunk of a poplar, allowing himself the gift of absolute stillness. A faint humming of nighttime insects lulled him further into a half-dream where time felt suspended and the senses opened fully. Across the garden, the caretaker could be seen tending to small details, adjusting a lamp's wick so it shone at just the right brightness, or gently propping up a vine that had sagged under the weight of new blooms. He moved slowly and mindfully, as though every act was a form of devotion. No words broke the hush of the night, for no words were needed. The language of water, moonlight, and the living fragrance of flowers was enough to tell the story of peace and renewal. Every gesture, every soft footstep was part of a seamless tapestry of calm. When the traveller at last rose from the bench, the The moon hung directly overhead, large and radiant. The sky was an ink-blue canvas dotted with countless stars that twinkled like grains of desert sand. A curious sense of expansion filled his chest, as though each breath brought a wave of serenity deeper into his heart. Every muscle felt loose, warm, and comforted by the gentle desert air. The caretaker, noticing the traveller's motion, offered a slight bow and extended a hand as if to guide him. Step by step, they returned to the central pool, where the reflection of the moon shone like a broad silver mirror. Here, the scent of night-blooming flowers was strongest. The jasmine, tuberose, and cereus combined to form a tapestry of fragrances that seemed to shimmer in the cool air. A hush stretched between them, a shared understanding that this place, this moment, was meant for quiet communion with nature and with one's own inner stillness. The traveller felt gratitude welling up within him, a warm feeling akin to the softness that only the gentlest nighttime breeze can bring. Gazing upon the flowers, he witnessed how each petal shaped the night, releasing its sweet essence as a gift, unhurried and unconditional. In time, the caretaker guided the traveller toward a small guest pavilion set at the edge of the garden. This unobtrusive dwelling blended seamlessly with the orchard's edge. Low arches framed an entrance draped with flower-laden vines, and inside, plush cushions and woven rugs invited weary visitors to rest. The caretaker lit a final lamp, a warm glow emanating from within the pavilion, then slowly departed, leaving the traveller to the soft lullaby of the oasis. From the threshold, the traveller could still glimpse the moon's reflection in the central pool and breathe in that sweet perfume rolling in on the breeze. There was no barrier between inside and outside, only a soft curtain that could be drawn if desired, so the garden's gentle presence remained ever near. Settling onto the soft bedding, the traveller let out a long sigh, an exhalation that released any residual tension. The hush of the night was pure and kind, enveloping every sense in a gentle cocoon of rest. He listened as the crickets played a subtle nocturne. The fountain's water provided a steady undertone, and the whisper of leaves added a delicate accompaniment. The honeyed floral notes in the air caressed his face like a tender lullaby. Slowly, his eyes began to grow heavy, lulled by the soft swirl of scents that drifted lazily through the pavilion. Above, the sky seemed infinite. The stars glistened, forming quiet constellations that spoke of ancient tales, yet asked nothing of him now. No demands, no rush, only the invitation to surrender and dream. Breathing in, he tasted the faint sweetness of rose. Breathing out, he let his thoughts float away, like petals carried on a gentle desert breeze. As the traveller's eyelids grew heavier, the garden seemed to whisper its blessings. Rest was not just an absence of motion, but a loving lull in which every flower, every leaf participated. So, the traveller drifted closer to the threshold of sleep, cocooned in the comforting arms of the Persian night. With each soft inhalation, the fragrance of blossoms guided him deeper into a realm where worries dissolved like dew under the morning sun. The last conscious thought he had was of gratitude for this enchanted oasis, for the caretaker's gentle stewardship, and for the endless generosity of nature that cradled him so sweetly under the moon's watchful eye. Outside, the oasis continued its nightly dance. Blooms shifted in the darkness, releasing new waves of delicate perfume. Tiny moths waltzed among the petals, carrying traces of pollen that would ensure the garden's renewal. The caretaker, his nightly tasks complete, made his way to his own corner of rest, heart full of satisfaction at having preserved such quiet beauty for another evening. And somewhere among the orchard paths, the glow of the moon caught the still surface of a channel, reflecting starlight back toward the endless sky. In that luminous hush, the traveller's breathing slowed into the deep, rhythmic pattern of restful sleep. You have lingered in the enchanted garden, dear traveller. Slowly, gently, let any final traces of wakefulness fall away. Like the petals that softly drifted from the orchard trees, let your mind float into a deeper, more profound peace. Notice the slight heaviness in your eyelids, the warmth in your limbs. Embrace the sensation of being cradled by the world, just as the blossoms were held by the loving arms of that moonlit oasis. Breathe in, letting the memory of the garden's soothing fragrance fill your senses. Breathe out, letting tension fade from your body. There is no hurry here, only a gentle invitation to follow the traveller's path into restorative rest. Imagine the night sky above, vast and calm, reflecting all the gentle lights of the stars. Feel the hush of the water flowing through the oasis, guiding you deeper into stillness. Let each breath carry the echo of the caretaker's quiet footsteps, showing you the way to a place of complete surrender. Now, let the desert breeze brush past you, carrying the sweet aroma of freshly bloomed flowers. Envision those blossoms opening softly under the moon, offering their fragrant comfort to the night. With every breath, you too open to tranquility. Your muscles soften, your mind quiets. The hush of the oasis is yours to keep, a gentle reminder that rest, like a well-tended flower, flourishes when nurtured. All around you is calm. You can drift now, like a leaf floating on a cool channel of water, guided by the gentle flow of the oasis. Feel how easy it is to let go, to trust the soft current of sleep to hold you. No words are needed, no effort required. The Persian night wraps you in its timeless lullaby, whispering peace and renewal into your dreams. Sink deeper. Let your breathing slow. Inhale serenity. Exhale the last remnants of wakeful thought. Good night, dear traveller. May the hush of this garden remain in your heart, soft and comforting, guiding you into a deep, peaceful slumber. Rest well in the embrace of fragrant blossoms and moonlit waters. There is no need to stir now. Simply let the night carry you into sweet, gentle dreams. Sleep well.